Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for episode 109 of the series For My Family, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. Yulcan wanders around the park, crying, asking everyone about Ömer, but there is no news of him. Orhan and Ibiku, upon learning about the situation, rush to convey it to the police station. Shortly afterward, Ömer's family brings him to the police station, bringing relief to everyone. The police approach Yaman, informing him of a complaint filed against him for smuggling electronic devices. Yaman is at ease and allows them to search his car and office. Soon, they find a bag placed there at Akif's behest, and Yaman is arrested. After Yaman's arrest, Akif tells Soraya, "All the obstacles between us are being removed." Angrily, Soraya replies, "It's your doing, isn't it? What kind of person are you?" Yaman is quickly released through the efforts of his lawyers. Later, when Nabahat confronts Akif, a video from Soraya is sent to her. Nabahat is shocked to see footage of the night Akif went to Soraya's house drunk. She gathers Akif's belongings and hands them to him, kicking him out of the house. Akif tries to justify his actions with lies, but Nabahat doesn't believe him. Akif admits, "Okay, I'll tell the truth. Honestly, we don't have a relationship. My mind got messed up a bit." Nabahat asks, "Did you fall in love with her?" Akif says, "Something like that." Nabahat slaps him hard and kicks him out. When Yulcan returns home and sees his grandmother, he is surprised and asks, "Didn't you escape?" Fatma replies, "Where would I escape? I went to see my friend." Elif, at home, laughs upon seeing the watch that her father gave to Bark and says, "Are you naive? If this had really been left for him by his father, he would have sold it by now. I don't want to upset you, but he's the kind of person who couldn't take care of me or my mother all this time." Bark goes to his room, visibly upset. One night, Sarp goes to the club with Ayaz and Yasmin to see Lydia. When he witnesses the intimate relationship between Lydia and Ömer, he calls Ömer out to take a jab at him, criticizing the food and saying, "I wish they sold the kind of rice you make on the street." Ömer, irritated, retorts, "Wasn't it your job? You took our street food away." Sarp shouts, "The waiter here is insulting me." Ömer, losing patience, gets into a scuffle with Sarp, and Lydia falls to the ground when she tries to separate them. Yaman arrives and, seeing the situation, kicks Ömer out. Asiye and Ayaz, according to their plan, are doing community service together after school. They engage in conversation, sharing about themselves and their lives. Ayaz becomes upset upon learning about Asiye's tough life, and Asiye realizes that Ayaz, despite being the son of indifferent parents, is reacting to his own difficulties. Nabahat goes to the club, and Soraya, seeing her, approaches to talk. She says, "I didn't want to upset you. Akif pushed it too far, and I had to intervene." Nabahat responds, "I know Akif. There's nothing special about him." Fatma, Aisha, Soraya. "Akif goes after any pretty woman he sees. But in the end, he comes to me." Nabahat goes to see Yaman and tells him that from now on, she will handle things instead of Akif. Yaman learns that Akif worked with his wife's money and feels relieved. Fatma buys a new street food cart for Orhan and a two-person motorcycle for Yulcan. Yulcan is thrilled to see the motorcycle. Bark, who has been spending time with his father to get to know him, invites him to dinner at his house. When he tells Ayla about it and refers to her as his mother, Ayla is happy and embraces him. Bark says, "I forgave my father for the injustice. It's unfair if I don't forgive you. I want us to be like before." Ayla hugs him. Ömer collects his last paycheck from the club to buy coal and household necessities. However, in a moment of distraction, someone steals his wallet, and despite his efforts, Ömer can't catch the thief. Meanwhile, Süsen calls him to remind him of their meeting. Ömer, frustrated, says, "What are you talking about? Do you know what I'm dealing with? You're thinking about a date," and angrily hangs up, leaving Süsen in tears. Asiye goes for cleaning at a house, bringing Emel along. When Emel gets hungry, Asiye requests some food from the homeowner. The homeowner gives Emel a piece of tuna, which had been thrown away earlier due to a bad smell, and hands all the tuna cans in the fridge to Asiye to take home. At the club, when Akif wants to express his opinion about the furniture, Yaman dismissively asks him not to interfere. A heated argument ensues between Akif and Yaman. Meanwhile, Nabahat enters and tells Akif, "I'm back to work, but I don't want you to stay unemployed. You'll be the club's doorman." Akif is left speechless and upset. Later that night, Emel's condition worsens at home, and Asiya, upon checking the expired tuna, becomes furious. They immediately rush Emil to the hospital. At Isla's house that night, Elif endures the presence of her father, who is causing discomfort. She recalls all the troubles he brought to her family. Gökhan, feeling embarrassed, tries to leave, but Bark, knowing he has nowhere to go, takes him to a hotel. Fatma, riding on Yulcan's motorcycle, has an accident on the way, and Orhan, who has set up a stall nearby, takes her to the hospital. Şevval goes to the club at night, and when Süsen tries to guide her to her table, Şevval collapses. Şevval rushes her to the hospital. After examining the test results, the doctor informs Süsen that she and the baby are fine. Shocked, Süsen is left in disbelief, while Şevval laughs excitedly. After receiving medical treatment, Emil is brought back home. Asiya, seeing her sister's condition, breaks down and tearfully reproaches herself for being unable to take care of her. She confides in Aybiku, saying, "Our problems won't end. Life without parents is very difficult, Aybiku. I'm so tired." Ömer takes the landlady's address from Asiya to file a complaint against her. Yulcan, deeply upset by Asiya's situation, says, "Let me handle this. We are very wealthy. We have $500,000. At that moment, news arrives that Fatma has been in an accident. When the kids reach the hospital, they find out that Fatma has forgotten many things due to the blow to her head. Fatma recognizes everyone, but when Yulcan asks her about the money, Fatma can't remember and doesn't know where she put them. Everyone looks at Fatma with concern and empathy. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode.